Alright folks, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into a wild countdown of animals that seem all fluffy and friendly on the surface, but hide some seriously twisted secrets beneath. You know those critters that make you go aw in viral clips? Well, prepare to have that illusion shattered in the most fascinating way. We're counting down from 9 to 1, exploring the dark underbelly of nature's cutest con artists. Let's kick things off with number 9, the shadowy side of orca antics. Picture these sleek, monochrome behemoths gliding through the ocean. They're like supersized versions of your average dolphin, but with a killer instinct that puts any thriller villain to shame. Orcas team up in tight-knit groups, kind of like an oceanic crime syndicate, coordinating their every move with chilling precision. Spot a seal lounging on a floating chunk of ice? The pod swings into action, syncing up to whip up massive waves that send the poor thing tumbling into the depths. It's reminiscent of a deadly ballet, where the performance ends in tragedy rather than applause. And oh boy, do they play rough. These guys will catapult a seal sky high, maybe 80 feet up, just for kicks. Think about hurling a full-grown adult over the top of an 8-floor apartment block. That's the level of casual brutality we're talking about here. They'll bat it around relentlessly until it gives up the ghost. Now, switch scenes to a showdown with a great white shark. Orcas flip the predator on its back to induce a trance. Like state, then go in with surgical accuracy, carving out just the liver like picky diners at a buffet, letting the carcass drift away forgotten. It's as if you've got a master assassin moonlighting as a gourmet chef. What's even wilder? These ocean overlords strike such fear into sharks that the toothy terrors bolt at the first sign of them, vanishing from the area for weeks on end. The apex predator from those blockbuster movies? It turns tail and flees like a scaredy cat when an orca shows up. Even those polished performances at aquatic theme parks? They're basically toned-down demos of their lethal repertoire. That big splash drenching the audience is the exact technique for washing prey off safe perches. And that perpetual grin? Don't be fooled. It's more of a silent warning, like they're whispering, "I've got your number." Shifting gears to something smaller but no less sinister. Number 8. The disturbing rituals of sea otter romance. These bundles of fur floating belly up in kelp forests look like the epitome of chill. Right? But peel back that charming exterior, and you've got a creature that could star in a true crime documentary. When mating season hits, male sea otters transform into aggressive obsessors, latching onto females from behind and clamping down on their snouts with bites that are anything but affectionate. We're not talking playful nips. These are deep, scarring chomps that could make you rethink ever calling them cute. To make matters worse, the guy often submerges her head during the act, turning what should be a natural process into a nightmarish ordeal. Some females end up with injuries so grave they don't make it through, and their targets aren't always fellow otters. These furry fiends have been spotted ambushing seals in similar fashion. Envision a seal just chilling on the waves, minding its own business. When this aquatic rascal sneaks up with sinister motives, talk about a bad day at the beach. Even the youngsters get in on the act, roughhousing with each other in ways that mimic this violence, like they're running a secret training camp for future troublemakers. So, the next time you're at an exhibit watching one juggle stones or crack open shellfish with that innocent vibe, remember, it's all a facade. This is like a charming neighbor who turns out to have a basement full of secrets. Now, let's talk about those perpetual smilers of the sea. Number 7. The brutal undercurrents of dolphin behavior. You see them leaping through hoops at marine shows, flashing those eternal grins, and you think, what joyful little acrobats. But in the wild, bottlenose dolphins are more like roving street gangs, banding together to stir up chaos. Males form these alliances that patrol the waters, zeroing in on females and essentially holding them captive for days or even weeks on end. It's a twisted form of control that leaves you questioning nature's playbook. Their antics don't stop at their own kind. These flippered bullies have been observed treating baby porpoises like disposable toys, flinging them through the air until they're battered and broken. Not out of hunger or defense, just pure, reckless entertainment. With their powerful builds, they can ram a hefty tuna. We're talking 300 pounds of fish right out of the water with a single snout strike, packing enough punch to cause massive internal damage. That seemingly adorable beak? It's a battering ram in disguise. Some clever ones even weaponize smaller fish, whacking them senseless and abandoning the stunned victims without a second thought. Violence as a hobby? Anyone? And that dramatic tail smack that wows the crowds? It's their go-to for disorienting prey before the final blow. Who knew such charisma could hide such a thuggish streak? Dipping into the desert for our next entry. Number 6. The ruthless family dynamics of meerkats. In the sun-baked world of meerkat clans, there's always one queen bee calling the shots, a matriarch who rules with an iron paw, like a pint-sized tyrant in a sandy kingdom. Should any subordinate female dare to start a family of her own, the leader swoops in to eliminate the competition, targeting the helpless infants to ensure her lineage gets every scrap of food and safety. Desperate moms might attempt to stash their little ones away, but in a burrow system where privacy is a myth, nothing stays hidden for long. The boss inevitably uncovers the plot, and if a protective parent pushes back too hard, she's banished to the harsh wilderness, left vulnerable to every lurking threat. Yet, ironically, these same meerkats pull together heroically for the approved offspring, sharing meals, rotating sentry duty to scan for eagles or snakes, and even pitching in on childcare duties as long as it's for the royal bloodline. Watching one stand tall on its hind legs at a wildlife park, you might snap a pic for social media, but in their minds, they could be plotting the next power play. It's like a furry version of a medieval court intrigue, where loyalty is everything, and betrayal means exile or worse. Nature's got more drama than your favorite binge-watch series, doesn't it? Halfway through, let's uncover a nocturnal nightmare. Number 5. The hidden arsenal of slow lorises. With those enormous, soulful eyes staring out from viral memes, slow lorises resemble escaped plush toys from a kid's bedroom. But don't let the cuddly aesthetic fool you. These primates are essentially mobile biohazards. Tucked away in their elbows is a sneaky gland pumping out potent toxins. When danger looms, they give it a quick lick, blending the poison with their spit to turn a simple bite into a venomous nightmare. That toxin? It can trigger nasty swelling, breathing troubles, or even lock up your muscles temporarily. Imagine being frozen in place by what looks like a living cartoon character. Their deliberate, unhurried pace isn't laziness, it's calculated stealth, like a shadowy operative sizing up the scene before striking. And talk about endurance. Specialized veins let them dangle inverted from branches for ages without numbness, with a vice-like hold that defies predators' attempts to dislodge them. Sadly, in shady black market dealings, traders yank out their fangs not for aggression issues, but to prevent that hospital trip-inducing chomp. It's a grim reminder that behind the meme-worthy face lies a survivor armed to the teeth, literally, venturing down under for something truly bizarre. Number 4. The agonizing sting of platypus poison. The platypus is like nature's mad science experiment, a furry body with a duck's beak, otter feet, and the egg-laying habits of a reptile. But males amp up the weirdness with sharp spurs on their hind limbs, loaded with venom that delivers torment on a whole new level. Get jabbed, and you're in for waves of agony that laugh in the face of pain meds like morphine. It's described as excruciating, like your veins are laced with fire. This misery doesn't fade overnight. Folks have endured it for months, a lingering reminder of the encounter. Early explorers dismissed the platypus as a hoax, figuring it was a stitched-together fake until one prank animal fought back with its toxic barbs. Come breeding time, males become feisty duelists, sparring with these weapons in heated rivalries. On a brighter note, researchers are decoding this venom's secrets to craft better analgesics, turning a source of suffering into a potential savior. How's that for ironic twists? Almost to the top, bear with me. Number 3. The fierce reality behind giant pandas. Those roly-poly icons in black and white, lounging with bamboo stalks, scream, "Hug me!" from afar. But up close, these hefty herbivores are built like armored vehicles, with jaws that snap through dense stems and potentially bones like they're munching on pretzels. Their chomp power outmuscles even a lion's, thanks to those beefy facial muscles honed from endless chewing. Don't overlook the retractable claws on their paws. They're razor-sharp tools for climbing or, if provoked, slashing with lethal force. When riled up, a panda rears onto its back legs, channeling all 300-plus pounds into a charging blitz. Picture a plush sumo champ barreling your way with zero hesitation. Fascinatingly, their guts are wired for a meat-based diet, yet they've gone full vegan on bamboo, munching for up to 14 hours daily just to fuel that massive frame. Ever feel hangry after skipping lunch? Multiply that by infinity. In motherhood mode, if twins arrive, mom often favors one and neglects the other to fend for itself, a harsh survival strategy. Those tumbling antics in adorable footage, they're sharpening skills for real-world scraps. Who knew such sweetness masked such strength? Runner-up time, get ready for a surprise. Number 2. The formidable defenses of the giant anteater. These long-snouted oddballs, with their shaggy coats and vacuum-like tongues, come across as quirky sidekicks in the animal kingdom. But those oversized foreclaws, perfect for excavating termite mounds, double as devastating blades that can eviscerate threats in a flash, slicing cleaner than a chef's best knife. Big cats like jaguars, kings of the jungle, often steer clear rather than risk a tangle. When cornered, anteaters don't bolt. They rise on their haunches like a prizefighter entering the ring, towering up to 6 feet and swinging those dagger-like appendages with fury. One moment, they're ambling along, sniffing for snacks. The next, they're your worst nightmare on stilts, ready to etch permanent regrets. Animal handlers at sanctuaries approach them with more wariness than actual big predators, since anteaters skip the warning signs and flip to attack mode in a heartbeat, no growls, just instant action. And finally, the top spot goes to number 1. The blood-curdling cry of rabbits. Those bouncy, carrot-nibbling fluffballs in your yard or pet store seem the picture of innocence, all twitchy noses and soft ears. But when truly terrified or in pain, they unleash a wail that's pure nightmare fuel, a piercing shriek that echoes like a distressed human in mortal peril. Strolling through the twilight garden and hearing what sounds like a frantic plea for help? Flick on the light, and there sits a wide-eyed bunny, batting its lashes as if nothing happened. This vocal eruption blends a banshee's howl with a siren on steroids, so jarring it can halt predators mid-pounce, turning the tables on the hunt. Your home bunny might belt one out over a clumsy lift, a spooky silhouette, or just a grumpy morning vibe. Folks have dialed emergencies, convinced of foul play, only to discover it's Flopsy throwing a fit. Horror flicks have co-opted these sounds for spine-tingling effects. That eerie audio in your last scarefest could be courtesy of a rabbit's dramatic flair. Whew. That wraps our eye-opening journey through nature's deceptive darlings. If these twisted tales hooked you, why not drop a comment below with your most shocking animal fact? Hit that like button if you're ready for more mind-benders, and share this with a buddy who thinks all critters are cuddly. Let's spread the wild truth.